My name is Daniel, and today I want to tell you about a chapter of my life that I never thought I would share with anyone. For years, I kept this story locked deep inside my heart. Not because I was ashamed, but because every memory still hurts. Today, I am 34 years old. I have a loving wife, 2 wonderful children, and a peaceful life. When people look at me now, they see a successful man. What they don't see is the little boy I used to be. Today, I'm finally ready to tell that story. I grew up in a small town where everyone seemed to know each other. Life wasn't easy, but as a child, I didn't notice the struggles around me. To me, my father was the strongest man in the world. Every Sunday morning, he would wake me before sunrise. We would walk to the small lake just outside town with 2 old fishing rods balanced on our shoulders. Most days, we didn't catch a single fish, but those mornings became my happiest memories. My father always smiled and said, "Life isn't about what you catch. It's about who stands beside you while you're trying." At the time, I didn't fully understand what he meant. I was only 9 years old. One cold November evening, my father never came home. A truck had crossed into his lane on a wet road. The doctors tried everything they could, but he never opened his eyes again. I still remember standing beside his coffin. I kept waiting for someone to tell me it had all been a mistake. No one ever did. That day, my childhood ended. After my father's funeral, the house became painfully quiet. My mother tried to stay strong. She smiled whenever I looked at her, but every night after she thought I had fallen asleep, I could hear her crying through the thin bedroom walls. I wanted to help, but I was just a child. Months passed. Money became tighter every week. My mother sold my father's watch, or then his tools, then our old family car. Little by little, the memories disappeared from our home. One afternoon, I found my mother sitting alone in the kitchen, staring at a pile of unpaid bills. For the first time in my life, she looked defeated. When she noticed me, she quickly smiled. "Everything will be okay." I knew she was lying. That night, I made a decision. I wasn't going to stand by and watch my mother carry the weight of the world alone. The next morning before school, I walked through the neighborhood asking if anyone needed help. I washed cars, mowed lawns, carried groceries, cleaned gardens. Some people paid me, others simply thanked me. I accepted both with a smile. Every evening, I placed the money I earned into an old metal box hidden beneath my bed. I never spent a single dollar. I had only one dream: to see my mother smile the way she used to. One afternoon, as I was helping an elderly man clean his yard, he stopped working and looked at me. "You're too young to carry this much responsibility," he said. I shrugged and smiled. "Maybe, but my mom has carried even more." The old man didn't say another word. Instead, he reached into his pocket and handed me a small, worn notebook. "Write your dreams in here," he said. "No matter how impossible they seem." That evening, I wrote only one sentence. "One day, my mother will never have to worry about money again." The next day, I wrote another goal, then another. Every week, I added something new, read one book, get better grades, save $10, learn one new skill, help one person. That little notebook became my best friend. Whenever life became difficult, I opened it and reminded myself why I couldn't give up. Years passed. I graduated from high school with the highest grades in my class. Because of those grades, I received a scholarship to university. I studied harder than I ever thought possible. During the day, I attended classes At night, I worked to support my mother. There were times when I wanted to quit. But every time I opened that old notebook, I saw the promise I'd made as a 12-year-old boy, and I kept going. After graduating, I started my own small construction company. The beginning was difficult. Some months I barely earned enough to pay my employees. But I refused to give up. Slowly, the company grew. Years later, I finally did something I had dreamed about since I was a child. I took my mother to a small house with a beautiful garden. I handed her the keys and said, "Mom, you'll never have to worry about rent again." She looked at me with tears in her eyes. Then she hugged me and whispered, "Your father would be so proud of you." I couldn't hold back my tears. That night, after she had gone to sleep, I opened the same old notebook. The pages were worn, the corners were torn. But on the very first page, that sentence was still there. "One day my mother will never have to worry about money again." I smiled, because for the first time in my life, I could finally cross it out. Today, that notebook still sits on my desk, not because I need it anymore, but because it reminds me that big dreams are achieved one small step at a time. If there is one thing I have learned from my story, it is this: your future isn't decided by where you begin. It's decided by the choices you make every single day.